Hi and welcome everyone. I am Shubhangi Singh and today I'll be talking about the impact of industrialization and globalization on ethical and sustainable business practices. The Industrial Revolution. It started in the Great Britain in the middle of 18th and 19th century. It was a time of significant automation and invention. These technological changes introduced novel ways of working and living and fundamentally transformed the whole society. Many people shifted from rural to urban areas in order to work in these industries. Industrialization and globalization have had the tremendous effect on both ethical and sustainable business practices. But as it is said, everything has both positive and negative impacts, and so did the industrialization. The enormous production of product brought forth by industrialization has harmed the environment and polluted it. On the other side, globalization has highlighted competition and compelled companies to reduce expenses in order to remain competitive. This is all about the impact of industrialization and globalization on ethical and sustainable business practices. Now let us understand how exactly industrial revolution or industrialization impacted the global climate change. Since the Industrial Revolution, humans have emitted vast amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The outcome was fast rise in Earth's temperature brought by artificial warming. The average worldwide temperature during the last glacier was 12 degrees Celsius, which has steadily increased to 13.8 degrees Celsius. Preceding 21,000 years, the current rate of warming is over 50 times faster. Let's compare Singapore and Mexico's ethical and sustainable side of issues and also the measures took to prevent them. In light of different histories, cultures, and economic systems between Singapore and Mexico, these two countries have varied ethical and sustainable policies and practices. Corruption has been the most prominent problem for both Singapore and Mexico. In order to prevent it from the country, there were a lot of measures took by both the countries. Nations have anti-corruption laws and rules. Singapore has established the Corrupt Practice Investigation Bureau in order to prevent corruption from the country. Talking about Mexico, it has established National Anti-Corruption System in order to prevent corruption from the country. The second is fair employment practice. Considering how densely populated both countries are, another major concern is fair employment policies to ensure workers aren't being exploited due to expandable availability. Singapore and Mexico both have labor laws that safeguard employees' rights and outlaw discrimination. More populating equals more personal disposable data, which can be too sensitive to be publicly shared. Hence, a strong framework of data protection law is needed by both the countries. Both nations have data protection law, but Singapore has greater enforcement and restriction than Mexico. Singapore's Personal Protection Data Act lays out guidelines on how to use and the disclosure of personal data. Both Singapore and Mexico also adopted a lot of sustainable policies and practices, such as environmental protection. The pursuit of profit at any cost had led to environmental disaster, rights violations, and social unrest, which have long-lasting impact on communities and planets. Therefore, there is a necessary need for a strict environmental protection law. Singapore has established Environmental Protection and Management Act, which deals with all the problems related to the environment. Talking about Mexico, it took a lot of initiatives in order to protect environment, such as National Program for Sustainable Production and Consumption. Innovation in the frontier of sustainability, innovation plays an integral role in driving the development and implementation of new technologies, practices, and business models that promote environmental, social, and economic sustainability. Both the countries encourage innovation in sustainable technologies and practices. Singapore has more advanced research and development infrastructure and is investing heavily in sustainable technologies. Mexico has also implemented initiatives to promote innovation in sustainable technologies, such as supporting the development of renewable energy projects. Summary: industrialization and globalization have impacted the ethical and sustainable business practice in both positive and negative way. Comparing both the countries, I conclude that Singapore has more advanced policies and practices in ethical and sustainability than Mexico. While Mexico still faces challenges, it is also taking initiatives in order to improve.